Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. In the last part, well, our killer has arrived. One Miss Jezaille Brett. Now we managed to corner her a few times, but it seems as if she has the upper hand. But a certain Susato Mikotoba has something for us, and it may just save the day. Let's continue, shall we? Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant? And a woman, no less. The rules state that females are not permitted to this court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I only ask for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I'm most grateful. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? I report about something. Written in English. It's Jezaille Brett's research. Oh! Excuse me. Sorry, I just had a late dinner and I had to spit something out. Anyways, the Englishwoman's. After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So did this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. Wow, they were sexist back then. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Judge Brett's report has been entered to the court record. I am gonna have to read that. Goodbye then, and good luck. Hold on, before you leave, let me read this. Let's see. Curare is a poison made from the marsh trees. Got it. Okay. I've had a look at that. Alright, let's proceed. We've had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now, one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but... The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. You're in escape. We're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I have to politely decline. Yeah, too bad. Forgive me, Miss Brett, but it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question, however. I must ask you to treat that as an order. You are staying. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Well, gee, if you couldn't guess, it's the thing that Susato brought us. Miss Jezaille Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Attention!
What complete and utter nonsense! Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. Ooh. She's clever. I'll give her that. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Attention!
Trumpery! These aspirations are under trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, it would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and other diners would have surely noticed. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this hour, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the events would go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. Full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, I said. Leaving the victim I cannot speak. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous. To the observer, it would almost look like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison. This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing? What a happy tale for the defense. Ahem, if I may, all these facts. You think you're so clever. But, yeah, you need to be shut. It is you who must be taught. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another honest hard work, and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Attention!
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. No, what now? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Why, yes. Do take a sip. Well, yes, I don't see, why not? Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry? To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers! Wait, what are you doing? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no cure. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Oh boy. I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. You ain't leaving yet. Well, heck, there's gotta be a way to take her down now. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come here, Yusuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water. It's time for a turnabout. No, there's poison in there. The culprit did procure poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. Alright, the defense refuses to change its position. You're serious? Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Let's look at the properties of the poison. Let's see. Offense. Yeah, we already know that. Occurs when the poison enters the body through a wound. So ingesting the poison, like say drinking it, doesn't do anything. Wait a minute! Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah! What was that again? Yeah, he had a tooth removed. And, you have a little gap in your gum. And this was and he died the day of the extraction, so there would have been a gap in the gums, which is something like a wound. I think I would know that better than some people here, because nowadays, if you have to have a tooth removed, they actually put stitches right where that is. Like I remember that, and then they have those removed after it's done, after you don't need them, and then it heals on, and then it closes up on its own. Like where my tooth is removed, it's just gum. So yeah.
Yes.
It seems the defense, or should I say, the wretched accused, is the only real source of complication in this case. No. Oh wait, no, I need to present that. No, sorry, I'm thinking like 2 steps ahead here. We'll get to that point. Okay, first I need to present the actual property of the poison. Wow, Judge. Well, yes, Judge. I was about to say, aren't you judgmental? But that's kind of his job. Okay, hold on. I thought. Oh yeah, I was thinking a little bit ahead there.
Yes.
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation. No. After all, we don't speak English. The report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. Alright. Get the characteristics of the poison. We've been hearing a lot about this Cuirae poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to list the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please! But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Counsel, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Cuirae enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research, you knew Cuirae's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Gotcha! You meddling little... Oh, that thing's alive? Oh, she's getting mad now! We're getting her. Very Yunosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric... sucus? I don't know what that last word is. Probably gastric juices? Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? Succus, I guess you would say it. So this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Well, I'm ahead of the game on this then. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No? Well, like I said, I'm already ahead of the game on this. So, anyway. Well, we'll get there. Yes, this Curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. What is this? Rolling up inside me. I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like. You're getting that feeling. It's more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
Oh yeah! There's Ryunosuke's first objection. I don't think so, Miss Jezaille Brett. Also, this song is awesome too. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Let's do it.
Take that!
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? Oh, you know. A toxic effect of Curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Oh yeah! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she? Laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. You see, when you leave vital evidence laying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Yeah, it is. Yeah, totally innocent. definitely innocent. Why? I mean, totally. An innocent person would definitely destroy evidence. Why? Of course. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. Honestly, it reminds me of something in Spirit of Justice as well. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not. And let's not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady? That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So, of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day, using pure air. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see? You had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. As you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot in the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Well, this sucks. We lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, it must be in your head. In my head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw. Everything you felt. Every color, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Oh, wow! There's blood on there! Is Cosmo right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Actually, Kazuma? I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe that smug smile off the Englishwoman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... Gee, the bloodstain. Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? Ugh, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you said a number of times now, you strive for the perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute! Where are you going? Yeah. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on, there was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph, and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yeah?
Objection!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is Scott seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Oh, who has something to say here? You do. Oh. Jezaille Brett is getting the vapors. She's patting herself down, because, she's getting nervous. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Oh yeah, we're getting closer. Oh, there's the plate. That meat probably smells now. I see what you did there. Alright, let's have a look. There is no blood. Yeah, that's not good. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see? This is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ah. I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire... Wow. The suspect's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch, but I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Yeah, I would like to look at it again. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. You're a news guy. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this play of stake reveal any other clues at all? Nah, let's have a look at it. I guess we can look at the stake itself. Hello! What's that? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. The hallmark is from the Hoei era. Oh, hey, old man! I think you found your coin. No, I don't mean what. I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon. And I don't think you ever will again. It's extraordinary, though. This means... Yeah, there's another clue here. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with a beefsteak. I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As the newly firmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Alright. Okay, blah 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 blah. We just saw this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. We just saw this. If I know I was gonna do this, I wouldn't have examined it earlier. Come on. Yes, thank you, game. Thank you. Yes, I get it. Now... Okay, it's in the Hoei era, too. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, I actually meant to present it. Okay, yeah, you can try that, sure. Anyways.
Got it!
Good gracious, that's... Koban? What on earth? A Hoei era 1 at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? Oh yeah, let's do it.
Objection!
Wait, you're not a lawyer. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what's doing under that stake. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban, blah blah blah. Hey old man, we found your coin.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique Chilean owner Wasute, Kai Korakuda-san. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that first name once again. Mr. Cucumber something. Okay, I don't know. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yeah, I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. Yeah, he was too busy looking for his coin.
Attention!
Let's see. No, please, why would Korakura-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakura-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Yeah. Yeah, let's get them in here. I can't believe we come back round to that pair again. But I have a hunch. Strong hunch. And if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Alright, you two. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Wasute shop owner's existence. Be that as it may, Korakuda-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Wasute memory serves, have you ever seen this? Oh yeah, there it is. Yes, that's it. The very exact one that it is. The resplendent, splendiferous Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out to my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your corn sandwich between a beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing! I might know. Well, I have an idea. Excuse me. Can I say something? Yes, of course. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah yes, that's right, the secret undercover operation. Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts, targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The plate was already seen of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid stole and hid Korokuro-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? Sorry, dude.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Ayesa Noza. What? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of Le Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido. Ido's the mastermind behind all this. No! Not the baby!